Welcome back to Roguetech, and welcome back to Challenge Run from the Ashes. Last episode we had a quick little run that gave us some cool weapon systems to play with in the future. But for now, I have 2 days before anyone... 2 days specifically before Ek is back up to run the Bushwhacker again. So we're gonna give him that time. I also noticed that jumping with Bushwhacker still generates significant evasion. Running doesn't need the escapist at all, so that's fine. Is there anything I can do with the Dervish? Genuinely. Because I don't think there really is. Oh, I can put the MS Flare in. Yeah, that's good. That's worthwhile. It's just because I have 2 days, so might as well do something. Instead of just having the mech base sit idle. Yep, I think that's about all we can do. If we can get Pharaoh or Indo, that's going to be fun. Then we'll be able to really make better use of everything. I would also love to have some case 2. Move the ammo into a side torso with case 2. Obviously the left side torso that has the extra weapons. Alright. There's 1 day for one of the mech bays. I could genuinely give the Wasp a double heatsink kit. Oh, heatsinks. I cannot actually give the Wasp a double heatsink kit. I would need 6 external double heatsinks, and I only have clan double heatsinks. Alright. That's fun. Yeah. Yep. Nothing really to do there. Well... there are more interesting fire controls, so this might actually be a decent place for the fire control clan. Nah. It's kind of sad that I haven't been able to find any light mechs so far. But we've got plenty of vehicles going. Have I checked the store yet? Ooh. Pirate PPC. Weapon damage varies between 25 plus or minus. So it can do anywhere between 30, which is a light PPC, and 80, which is a heavy PPC. It has 35 heat, which is less than a heavy PPC, but more than a normal PPC. Bonus accuracy, ECM jamming of 2, so that's better than a standard PPC. And then recoil of 3. So if you can offset that, that's actually a very interesting weapon system. And then there's also the 25% critical hit chance. But it's also 377,000. I don't know if I'm willing to pay that for that. Small laser pirate, recoil of 2. Can do anywhere from 7 to 19 damage. Interesting. Also weighs 1.5 ton. Ah. It fires 3 times. That's not a small laser. That's a small pirate, like, pulse laser kind of thing. That's only 38,000. I'm buying it. That's interesting. I look forward to messing with that later. Another SRM-6. In case we lose one, it'll be good to have a backup. Same with the SRM-4. And then we have ammo. We are currently out of SRM ammo, so I'll buy 2. Finally have ammo. Fluid paint. For our fluid gun. So we can actually work that into a build now. Assault gun Hetzer has an AC 20. LRM-10, LRM-5. The Partisan Heavy Tank is surprisingly terrible for an 80-ton tank. 3-5 movement, its armor and structure is kind of a joke. 505 total armor. 2 machine guns and 4 AC-5s. So it's more of like a weapons carrier than an actual tank, in my mind. Not great. 4 AC-5s, though. Yeah, if I can get the jam chance down. Being able to double shot with AC-5s makes them, I would say, better than what they used to be. Because it turns every AC-5 into a UAC-5. As long as you can mitigate the, jam chance. And if you can mitigate the jam chance, then it has better through armor crit than it used to. Like, yeah, -1 accuracy, sure, but like... Advanced Zoom Mark II, nice. AC-5 flak ammo, so it's good at taking down flyers. Fire control flak, so evasion ignore. And then anti-air targeting, so another evasion ignore. That's... I started off insulting it, but other than the incredibly light armor, it's actually a solid weapon system. Like a weapons platform. Condor Cavalry Tank. 812 movement, so it's a hover tank. 2 large chem lasers, 2 medium lasers, 1 machine gun. That's actually solid. That is actually a respectable little hover tank there. It's also 50 tons, so I can't buy any of those yet. I guess I could just, track vehicles and mechs separately. No, I shouldn't have been able to salvage the Bradford, but adapting the rules ever so slightly as we go. Alright. Hiring call. Anyone interesting? Nope. If I saw another VTOL pilot, I would definitely take it, but... yeah. So, yeah, we're just going to wait the 2 days then. 1 more day. And drop on a mission. I'm thinking we're going to push things a little bit. And we're going to drop on this 5 chevron battle. Inbound dropship. So it says 1 lance, but this is the type of thing where it's very likely to have more than 1 lance. And I believe we can drop everything. Wait, no. We cannot drop everything. Those are battle armor slots. So we'd be dropping quite a bit under. Alright, instead I will then drop on a lower difficulty. And I still don't know which is going to be more challenging, the 6 units or 600 ton. But for now we're going to drop on the assassinate first. Ooh, it's a cicada. That means that the escorts are going to be quite powerful. This should be some very good salvage. We do need to drop something, so I will drop the Vulture gunship in favor of the Bradford, which does keep us at 1.5. Alright, boss. Boss back in the Bradford. That's fine. I don't anticipate this being too much trouble. Yep.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Alright, let's drop on this assassination. Kill the cicada. It looks like we've got 3 lances. Or no, 2 lances. Yep. Make sure he doesn't run. Very heavy escort. Yeah. Greatly impacting systems. So this should be a very difficult to get censored on enemies. It is also this map, so the cicada is going to be over here in this corner that we can actually drop behind most often. And the escorts are usually up ahead. Here's one, and it's really hard to see. But in the middle of the screen here is one supporting enemy force, and then up here is the other. So we can actually drop, kill the primary target, and then fight each lance as we come. So let's do that. Let's do that. It is definitely dusty. Get 7 evasion. CDA-2A, just bog standard, boring cicada. I think it's even just 3 medium lasers, so nothing to concern myself with. And he is boldly walking forward. I do see a Verbi, so VTOL Urbi, an urban UFO lamb, so a pirate urban mech lamb designed to look like a UFO. Urban mech RK9A1, urban tank UTTL, a Merlin, interesting. Vulture AC2, I believe that's the exact same one we have. Warrior Scout, so that one should have some electronic warfare in it. And hey, it's a Talos again. I'm seeing a lot of Taloses. Bradford, move forward.
Copy that.
Get electronic warfare online. So, hopefully the cicada will be easy to detect
Keep your
and
eyes
shoot.
peeled, Commander. This looks like an ideal place for an ambush.
Thank you, Darius.
Roger, Skipper. Kicking it.
I don't anticipate this cicada actually giving us much trouble at all. Especially since we've cut them off from their elite escorts.
Awaiting orders.
I hope to be able to build an Urbi very soon. I love those little guys.
Yes, Commander.
Alright. Now I do have to be a little careful, because the majority of the enemies will only be able to fire on our VTOL. And having all their ordnance heading towards one target is concerning.
Orders?
Alright. I can jump for 6 and generate some heat. Or I could just run and get closer. And the sooner I get closer, the sooner I can hit him with the hatchet and kill him. Alright. Good deal. Actually, I think this is different than our Vulture gunship. I think ours is a Vulture AC2XL.
How's it going?
Which I think means that theirs doesn't have a Guardian ECM like ours does.
Orders?
Anywho. Yep, I'm just gonna scoot forward
Good to go.
with the Bradford. Yep.
Commander.
Alright. I mean, again, I'm concerned about everyone being able to shoot our VTOL when they can't see or shoot at anyone else, so I'm going to drop to the low ground. I'm confident the cicada is not going to last long against everything else. Alright, cicada, what you doing? Okay, it's respectable that they hit the 2 lasers. But
Yup.
I can't say I recommend running up to a mech carrying a giant hatchet.
Waiting for the right play.
Cool. Don't get me wrong, this is going to be quite a challenge once we get out of the pit that we're fighting the cicada in. But killing the cicada, I'm not too worried about. Were those rockets and an AC-20?
I'm showing minor damage.
Those were indeed rockets, which means I believe
Yes,
that
Commander.
ballistic may actually be an AC-20. Yeah, I'll get 3 evasion. Ah, I keep forgetting. Whenever I get out of the mission, I'm going to try to remember to put the machine gun arrays at the top. So the heat from the incendiary rounds might be able to slow the cicada down, because our biggest concern right now is that thing managing to successfully run away.
Acknowledged. This? Damn. Boom.
44%. Unfortunate.
Didn't hit?
Primary target damage, Commander.
That said, it's still a cicada. So, it's not like they're exactly made out of armor.
Reporting.
Yeah, I am just not gonna... I'm gonna fire on the Verby gunship. Yeah, we'll go with hit chance. Respectable number of hits. Fire control ballistic accuracy
Target's taking a
crit.
critical hit.
That is a very interesting little Verby. Indirect fire on the Bradford does nothing. Now this is going to be scary.
Light damage, Commander.
Not as scary as I expected. Ah, because it has a ton of energy weapons that it didn't fire.
What are your orders, Skipper?
Got it, so that's a short-range UFO. Yeah. That thing needs to go down. Gonna go hit chance here.
Here we go.
Save the tandem missiles for whenever I actually have a really good hit chance on something. Alright.
Our target is making a break for it.
Wow, really? Kidding me, right? We have a 43% chance again. If I turn my Guardian ECM to active, it goes up to 48%. Oh no, it's just 48% from the side. Interesting. So melee attacks still get... Nope. Never mind. It's because if I stand, I get a better hit chance. That's what's going on there. Oh. Standing in the way. Don't really need to care about the Rex laser. So,
Moving to
here we go.
position.
I also don't really care about the TSM. If it hits, it's going to kill.
Take the damage.
Alright.
Ooh, that hit something good.
He's toasty. Still able to run quite far despite the heat. Genuinely surprised.
You have orders?
Alright. Yeah, the Dervish is going to focus on the
As you wish.
the flying Urbies. I really wish I could get the intel on what AC-10 Kaliyama. I would actually love to have that. I'm not going to shoot it from the front. Vulture gunship. Wait, so if I knock the Irby
Showing
VTOL
minor damage.
UFO, or not VTOL, LAM UFO down, does it become a mech? Does it transform back and forth between a UFO and a mech?
Commander.
That's interesting and curious. I'd love to know.
Roger that. Engaging.
Cool. Less cool. AC-10 Kaliyama, 60 damage. I want it. I want it very bad. That does unfortunately mean I have to let it shoot at me until I get a good shot inside or rear. Because the Verby gunship, the weapon's in the front.
Damage is light.
So to salvage the weapon system, I have to destroy it from somewhere not in front.
Waiting for orders.
Alright. The Dragoon, I'm going to get mobility going.
Roger that.
Just stay just under the cliff edge. It's just behind the rocks so that the other enemies can't very easily shoot at us. Wow, this thing has a lot more armor than I expected. This thing doesn't. Oh, it does. Then I will continue.
Full complement.
Structure exposed. The recon warrior is running away. Good. I am concerned why it has so many energy weapons and they aren't being used. Ow. Yep, that's Talos.
Losing
50
armor.
damage. Alright.
Ready to rock.
Alright, Saracen. Saracen is a good candidate for killing the cicada.
You got it.
So, here goes nothing.
Firing.
Missing every single thing. Yep. That's what happens when a cicada books it. It'd be such a shame if the cicada actually managed to escape, because I underestimated how hard it would be to kill, and didn't attack it whenever it had barely moved.
I'm your spaniel.
Where is he trying to go anyway? Oh, way over there. Yeah, it's fine. I got all the time in the world to kill him then. Sadly, only the clan me and pulsators can reach there. However, a lot more can reach that. That overheats me though. If it hits anywhere but arm, the Rex laser will actually do more damage than the medium X pulse, so I'm going to do that.
Target confirmed.
In part because this should also turn the TSM on.
My life is now devoid of meaning.
It's fine. Everything is completely fine. Alright, Inferno Fluid. That's terrifying against vehicles. They take a lot of extra damage.
Enemy flanking.
Alright, the Dragoon definitely needs to fall back.
Reporting minimal damage. Skipper.
Okay, Saracen. Running.
I got you.
Focus firing the cicada. Going with tandem, since I'm shooting him in the back and it's fresh.
Fun time.
If I can get an engine crit, that'd be good. Anything that increases heat generation so he slows down or
I'm
makes his
taking it
engine
hard
go
out here,
slower.
Commander.
Yes, Commander.
But we do still have the Dervish. And the Dervish does still have Deadfire missiles. Nope, not hot load.
Target lock on enemy 6.
Okay.
That's a critical
One of
hit.
his little shield arms got knocked off, so he has nothing left except for center torso, side torso, and legs. Ow. Yeah. I need to take that down. That Kaliyama is very accurate.
Receiving you.
I also need to get some distance with my Dragoon and keep the right side away from the enemies. Which I cannot do while also firing on Cicada. Alright. Well, that settles that. Deputy Dog Urban Mech. That's interesting. I feel like I made a mistake focusing the Urban Mech UFO Lamb. I feel like that was misguided. So I'm going to continue doing it anyway. Also, I probably could have just moved to this point. So,
Got it.
minor mistake there.
Target's taking a critical hit.
Okay. It's fine. Indirect fire on the Saracen. Yeah, the Verby should have been my first target. Especially the second that I saw it had an AC-10 Kaliyama. I saw what the AC-20 Kaliyama can do. I should have known the AC-10 was also really nice.
We're losing units.
He's okay. I don't know what's in the left component, but alright, the Cicada needs to die. This is not the one to do it, though.
10-4.
Bradford.
No joy.
Oh boy, he is getting close. Alright, that's fine. Let's see what we got. The Urban Mech Deputy Dog is going away. The UFO Lamb is coming in. Yeah, it seems like it just has a bunch of small lasers, so I should not have actually been concerned whenever I saw it. The AC-20 pinpoint is much scarier than a bunch of little lasers. Their warrior is actually also doing some decent damage.
Yep.
Alright, Saracen, can you kill? Please?
Order received.
The answer is no.
Yes, Commander. Got it,
Alright.
Commander.
Gauntlet going in against a bunch of flying targets that he can't use his hatchet on. Sure. Silver Bullet Gauss Pirate.
Scored a critical hit.
Awaiting orders.
Well then. I wonder if he actually shot that at any point. Prototype double heatsink. Oh. He has a radical proto double heatsink kit.
Yes, Commander.
Okay. Ah, right. I need this to do that.
Roger. Full speed.
Because if the cicada escapes, we have problems.
Roger. Putting one in the back.
Uh-oh.
That hits.
Alright, cool. Good deal. Now let's work on the rest of this madness. Okay. Bradford is in some danger.
Awaiting orders. Move order confirmed.
If I point my rear towards the enemy, boss will not die. I'm pretty sure. I think that's how that
Locking
works. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Okay. Thumper artillery being pointed at our bushwhacker. Alright.
Confirmed.
There's not a point except here. There.
Double time. Let's go.
I want to shoot the Verbi in the back while I can, because it's the only place I can shoot it where I'm guaranteed to not destroy the AC-10 Kaliyama.
I'm on him.
He has AMS flares. Alright. The urban UFO does have the metal,
I've got
which
an
is
enemy
messing with
flanking
our
to the side.
sensors, so taking it down will be good. And I was right to be concerned about it. The Silver Bullet Gauss could have been a problem.
Orders?
But now that it's destroyed, it's less of a problem. Alright, so if I jump here, I cannot hit the Verbi with everything. If I jump here, I can. And I'm not going to be able to use everything because I'm jumping, which will generate heat. You know what? It's fine.
Roger that.
Jump there. Check heat. Yeah, it's a decent shutdown chance. The Rex laser generates a little bit more heat than the X-pulses.
Got the angle. Taking the shot.
Alright. Now, if the Merlin walks forward, I might be able to just, hatchet him to death.
Reporting.
With the TSM active. That'd be pretty good. Yeah, we're doing that.
Location acknowledged.
Dropping the LK. I mean, Swarm actually is an interesting idea. Because if the Swarm misses, it's supposed to go towards the nearest target. or something.
The target is confirmed.
I don't know. It looks like it's just old standard kind of swarm.
Reporting. Go, go, go!
Alright. Yep. Do that.
Target confirmed.
Nice little splash damage across everyone in the area. Genuinely love to see it. Alright. Merlin. That's a PPC. That's not great heat efficiency, though. So if I could start hitting him with the Bushwhacker's incendiary machine gun rounds, pretty good. It would be pretty good. The Verby is going to get to act before we do. Yep, there goes landing its shot. Very
Damage,
unfortunate.
Commander.
That is only a charge. Only a charge is not something I want to actually do. Talos being able to shoot me is also not ideal. You know what?
Position confirmed.
It's fine. Move up. I'm actually gonna kick the Garnesium to active. Way too much heat.
Putting one in the back.
Yeah, this is not ideal. This situation is suboptimal, I would say.
Order acknowledged.
We still have the Urban Tank and the Urban Mech RK9A1 to deal with as well. That's a good enough hit chance for tandem. No dice.
Reporting. Critical hit.
Awaiting orders. Confirmed.
Okay.
Reporting. Negative
Nope.
damage.
So, this AC2 gunship in our back is doing nothing. The Warrior is actually kind of annoying. Indirect fire, I actually love to see it.
Yes, Commander.
That is quite nice.
Confirmed.
See if Swarm Missiles works roughly the
Locking
same
on
again.
target.
Okay. So tightly clustered enemies. Cool. Yeah, the Urban Mech UFO is neat, but now we took off the silver bullet cost, I'm just going to ignore it until we kill everything else. Or at least kill enough other stuff that we could potentially evac out without
Light damage. Holding firm.
getting wrecked. Also, thanks to the Thumper, I think we might have to jump the race. Alright, the Inferno Fluid Gun's
Damage is
missed.
minor,
That's really good.
Reporting.
The Saracen is not going to do well if, doesn't.
Coordinates confirmed.
Inferno is very scary for tank. So this is a chance.
Locked on rear armor.
Oh. I should definitely be checking to see if the if the swarm missiles are lower hit chance or
Receiving
whatever,
you.
lower hit chance than, you know, the non-swarm missiles.
Failed to connect.
Nope. Still got that last missile that we're just saving
Yep.
for whoever it might land on. Alright. Get the Saracen out of harm's way. Shoot the Verby in the back with 6, 8, 10, 12. Sure. There's an engine crit.
Critical hit.
Reporting major armor loss.
Yeah. I have to do the responsible thing. And by responsible thing, I think that I mean the thing that kills. I cannot target the Talos, I think, because I don't have visual. This is the only melee target I'm allowed to select. Very well. Please land. This is important.
Locked on for physical attack.
That'll do.
Inflicted heavy damage.
Alright. Not ideal, but acceptable.
They're flanking.
Ow.
Armor breach. Internal damage.
Alright, so I need to get the left side away from the enemies. Good to know. Alright. Alright. I really hope that Thumper isn't going to go off before I have a chance to move with the Saracen.
Awaiting orders.
Getting the Dervish out is more important. This is the side that's basically destroyed. So we're going to try to get that thing off the field. Yeah.
Confirmed.
Structure exposed. Still not killed.
Orders.
Alright. Yep.
You got it.
That is where we will go. That is what we will do. Making sure to swap over to standard for the rest of the shots. Wow. Another engine crit.
Reporting. Critical hit. My SRMs are out.
Okay. Here we go. Once again. Yep. Nice.
Let's slip the dog of war.
Nice.
Alright.
There's a Talos down.
One less target.
Alright.
Reporting.
Yeah, as long as we don't lose our Bushwhacker, we're in good shape. I want our left side away from enemies. Which means I put my right side towards enemies.
Wilco.
And I hopefully land this on the Verby, get the kill.
Firing on target.
Cool. Left destroy, which means we do get a chance for the AC-20 or AC-10 Kaliyama. The Merlin stands back up. He's going to be a little shaken. He's a little hot, and as soon as we get the chance, we can go melee him again while we continue shooting at all of the flying units.
Waiting for orders.
It's a charge only. Well, in that case... I can... Yep, that.
On the move. Bolt.
That is what I shall do. I am within melee range of the Merlin, no matter where he moves with his broken leg. And here, I can hopefully... I need to drop a medium X pulse anyway, so I'll drop the medium pulse laser and use the medium Rex instead. Yep.
Hot damn, we're gonna do this right.
Fetal propulsion crit. I think that
Reporting
means he can
critical
go
hit.
slower, or he has to go slower now.
Receiving you.
Yeah, we have... We have absolutely no more weapons on our Bradford, so we want the right side towards enemies as we get close enough to use the electronic warfare.
I've got an enemy flanking to the side.
It's fine. It's just AC-2s. You'll be fine.
Damage minimal.
Just relax. It's fine. Everything is completely fine. Ah, okay. That was that was the artillery shot. Nice. The Irby UFO seems to be departing.
I understand.
And I might as well use the Deadfire.
Target acquired, locked in.
No kill, but close.
Critical hit.
Very close. Uh-oh. Okay.
Confirmed.
That's fine. Completely fine. The warrior, if I can shoot him from behind somewhere. Nope. Alright. Can I get an angle? I can if I run into the middle of all that's left. I can also get in a mineral field. You know what? I still have almost full armor. Sure, let's get in a mineral field. Get in a mineral field and try to continue doing something to the UFO. And it took 4 damage.
Is that all you got?
As long as the urban tank doesn't do anything scary, this is an easy, easy win. Physical weapon. Physical weapon. Yep.
Got it, Commander.
And to his back.
Targeting for physical attack.
And he's dead.
Oh, it's on now.
I already know exactly what salvage I want, so I don't care about this heavy mech.
Damn excited now.
All I care about is getting to the salvage screen and seeing about that AC-10 Kaliyama, as well as, I think, if I could take down the urban mech,
Yes, Commander.
the UFO, if I can get that radical double heatsink kit, or radical proto double heatsink kit. Gotta say it properly. It's gonna be nice. Okay, we got 15 dead fire left, so use 15 dead fire Still got 120 left of the EMP, so...
Firing.
Wow. Not a single shot landed. That's unfortunate.
No joy. No more long-range missiles.
All good.
Awaiting orders.
The Bradford, yeah, again, all we have the Bradford for at this point is... I think I got the sides mixed up. I think it was supposed to be the right side that it is. Well, luckily none of them except for the UFO can come over the ridge. So that's good. Here comes the UFO going over the ridge.
They're flanking.
Alright. Shooting our bushwhacker in the back, though. So that's...
Internal structure damage.
Oh, it's actually our arm that's
Yep.
open. I see. Yeah, genuinely, since it appears the urban tank is just an artillery tank, and I don't really care about the urban mech, I think I'm just going to try to take down the UFO and the VTOL that will follow us.
Here we go.
Unsettled is good. I like unsettled.
Awaiting orders.
Yeah, start moving forward, optimal range, yada yada
Throttle
yada.
down. Moving out.
Please do.
Target lock on enemy 6.
Thank you. Okay. So the
Enemy
plan
down.
is kill the Irby
Out of
UFO
LRS.
and run.
Confirmed.
Kill Irby UFO and run.
I'm there. All weapons, go.
Lamb flight system crit.
Critical hit.
Alright, so it is not the urban tank that is at 10. Which I believe means the bushwhacker acts before it. Yeah, right side towards enemy, correct.
10-4.
Beautiful. Pirate Irby
Ready for orders.
and Ek. It is left arm, left arm.
On my way.
So, move like so. Yep.
Roger that. Alright, folks, let's get this done.
Foot destroyed,
I'll
small
connect on that one.
lasers. He is only stressed. Oh, yeah, this vulture gunship. I forgot it existed. That could actually cause us problems. That could actually cause us problems.
Standing by.
Alright. Now I'm wanting to keep my left side away from the enemy. So this is exactly what I want to do. I'm going to go vigilance. Like that. Left side.
My way. Double time.
Away from enemies. And once more firing on the UFO.
Confirmed. God damn, let's do this. Hostile removed.
So I saw prototype double heat sinks destroyed. I did not actually see the kit being destroyed.
Yes, Commander.
I'm hoping. I am hoping. Because I do very much love the proto double heatsink kit on that particular bushwhacker. Alright,
As you wish.
so the urban mech is short range. The urban tank is longer range. But I have no hit chance anyway. But yeah, now I just book it. Don't care about fighting the rest of the stuff.
Receiving you.
Although if I kill the vulture on the way out, that does give me extra payout. Because it is the last of that lance. So I have a secondary objective to destroy
Orders?
each. Yeah. I'll try. Gives me something to do while the dervish is limping towards
Lock
the
it on
exit.
with all weapons.
I'm ready.
Heck. I want right side towards enemies. Can't really do that.
Location confirmed.
I just realized that the thumper had aimed. I'm glad I accidentally walked out of it without paying attention. I'll go a little overheat. Go vigilance again.
Engaging target.
Okay.
Watch my
Actually,
feet.
does the
Taking
Rex
damage.
Laser? I need to check and see if the Rex Laser has damage fall off.
Reporting.
Because it might. Okay, where's our evac point? There. Alright.
Will
Running. Alright. Yeah. Vulture can still shoot at us the entire time we're running. So it's very valuable to kill it. And also the extra money.
Reporting.
Dervish is finally topside. Love it. Sure. Oh, that's it. Wow. I actually used all my missiles. That's insane.
Solid connection on that one. No more long-range missiles. Copy that.
So, that means the Dervish is, probably about perfect on ammo.
Here we go.
Scratch another target.
As soon as we actually, start improving our hit chance.
Yes, Commander.
And I can't jump as far because of the dust storm. Right side towards enemies. Yep.
Acknowledged.
Turning the Guardian Team back to passive since there's no enemies within it.
Awaiting orders.
Yep.
Yes, Commander.
So, yeah, I'll just, unless something happens, I'll cut to getting off this rock. Whew. Okay.
Mission successful.
Alright. 830,000. Nice. The Dragoon attack VTOL went down, but just lost heat sinks. That's all that's in the side, so Wasp is uninjured. The VTOL will be back up and running in no time. Yep. Good deal. Good deal. Alright. Now then. Yeah, the Cicada. The Cicada is, the bog standard 2A. It is civil. There are proto double heat sinks. There's the Verby gunship. There's a Talos part. The Vulture gunship. The Warrior. Oof. The proto double heatsink kit, radical proto double heatsink kit, did not survive. That's unfortunate. There are proto double heatsinks for once I do eventually get a proto double heatsink kit. There is also the AC-10 Kaliyama, which take. 10% jam chance. Otherwise, it's basically an old school, like, original AC-10. Recoil of 1, 60 damage pinpoint. Has better throw armor crit than it used to. So, yeah. I'm fine with the AC-10 and AC-5 and AC-2 changes. Like, once you mitigate the recoil, then it's a very low heat, high damage weapon. Just like it always was. PPCs I am a fan of. But when given the option between PPC and Proto double heat sinks, I'm going to take the Protos. I'm just taking the AC-10 because I can actually use that sooner than later. Warrior has nothing interesting in it. Nothing interesting at all. Just making sure I'm not missing like a Garden ECM or something sitting there. I would 100% take a Guardian ECM over the Proto Double Heatsink. Nope. Nope. Not at all. Alright. Then the other 4 priority picks are Proto Double Heatsinks. Alright, Cicada. I would build a Cicada. 100% I would. Merlin part, Talos part. How many Talos parts, I wonder, are we up to? I got the UFO Lamb part. That's great. Vulture Gunship. I'm not going to build another AC-2 Vulture Gunship, so I'm just going to sell that. The Verbi, I think I might build, if given the opportunity. Warrior. No. The armor's too light. LRM-5, small cockpit. Not even using the one I have, but okay. I did get the PPC, that's cool. I did not get any extra protos. Single heatsink cooling, structure, some AC-2 ammo, LRM and SRM ammo. It's so tragic that the Radical Proto Double Heatsink kit didn't make it. Alright, 230,000 C-bills is all it's going to take to repair. I don't think we have very many parts of much of anything. We have a single part of a Primitive Thunderbolt, single part of a Merlin, single part of an Ostrak Mark II, Hunchback 2C. Yeah, like we got a lot of just singular parts. That's fine. We got 4 parts of a Hetzer, 2 parts of a Lindworm gunship. Everything else is just a single part. That's fine. So, in the Vulture Gunship XL, I think the XL engine literally just lets it have the Guardian ECM. Because otherwise it's still just running like a pair of AC-2s. Would running a pair of machine guns be better, I wonder? Until I have the ability to offset the 10% crit chance. I wonder. So AC-2s are 6 tons, 1 slot. That's pretty tricky. 12 tons, 5 slot for the AC-10 Kaliyama. Oh man, AC-10 Kaliyama. I wonder. But I'm not going to worry about it yet. If it doesn't have a minimum range, I might be changing the Bushwhacker yet again. But again, we want to have the TSM active to do the 50% extra damage with the 10-ton hatchet. It's just a matter of figuring out a good balance of stuff to do. But it's pretty obvious that if we can melee something, we don't really have to care about doing anything else to it. So those machine gun arrays may be better spent on something more shooty and less punchy. But we'll worry about that later. For now, that's been your episode of Roguetech for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, have a good one.